Ah, no, not again. Hey everyone, welcome to Friday Night Lure Lab, and apparently I'm having camera issues again. So looks like the problem is when I have a waiting screen and then I switch to my actual scene. This is what happens. So let me fix this. Give me a second. Come on, not again. Hopefully it's fixed. Let's see. Nope. No, it's not. Interesting. This is super annoying. Okay, what about now? So to get it fixed, I have to change the frame rate on my computer, on my camera, sorry, and then revert it back to what it was, and then it's fixed. Matthias, hello, how are you? How's your day? Okay, so before we start doing anything, I want to give an update on some of the previous lures that we have created. So I finally had some time to check the lures and see how they work. And the ID lure was the first one I checked, and or the first one I fixed. To be more specific, I did check some other lures, check the action of them. But this one, it kind of works. So I took it to the water. First of all, it sinks super slowly, and that's an issue from my side, an error from my side, but that's not the biggest issue here. It was sitting on the side, and when I retrieve it, sometimes it would work and swim beautifully, but most of the time it would swim like this. Instead of like going straight, it would go sideways. So I opened Blender to see the issue. Matthias, I'm good. I'm really good. I had a long day, but all is good. So yeah, I opened Blender to see the issue, and the first thing that I did was, first of all, I made it thicker, a bit thicker, so it can take more weight, so it can sink faster. It ended up being about 12 mils on the x-axis. I think it was 10.5 or something, so not that much, only like a couple of mils. And I opened it in the slicer, and this is where I actually saw the issue. Augustine Arusta, hello, lure is looking great. Thank you. This is one of the old lures. I'm actually talking about how I fixed an issue with this lure. We're gonna start making a new lure in a bit. So the issue was, first of all, for some reason, this weight chamber is not symmetric. I have no idea why this was happening. I opened Blender. I made sure it was 100% symmetric. Exported. It's not. I don't know why that happened. To be honest, that's a very weird issue. But anyways, I've already fixed that. I'll show you the fix in a bit. So, but that wasn't the issue. That wasn't why the lure was swimming sideways. The reason it was swimming sideways was because of this. So, when I made the lure, I added an air chamber here at the top of the lure. So this is the bottom of the lure, this side, and this side here is the top of the lure. So I added an air chamber here to give it more buoyancy and basically to help it swim or sit upright in the water. But apparently this was doing more damage than good. And the reason for this is, first of all, when you want to modify the weight of the lure, the best way to get more weight is not actually to increase the infill, unless you're doing like 100% infill, then yeah, this will definitely increase the weight. But actually the walls, they add lots of weight. So look at this, for example, now it's 9.5. If I add one more wall and slice it, it's gonna be 10.11. So that's half a gram, but that's because this already has a hole. Anyways, it adds weight. That's what I'm trying to say. The walls, they add lots of weight. And the thing is, since this is offset from the top by a big amount, it has to add 3 additional walls here and then 3 additional walls down here. So now we have 6 extra walls on each of these layers, which is adding weight on the top of the lure instead of the bottom. This is why it was going sideways. And another thing that was adding weight was this. So in your slicer, if you go to strength, there's something called your minimum sparse infill threshold. And this is set to something like 15 by default. And this means that if there's an area in your model that is smaller than this value, then fill it 100%. Ignore the infill percentage and then fill it 100%. This was adding even more weight at the top. So if we, for example, turn this off, no, sorry, not this one, set this one to 0 and slice again, this is what you can see here, that now it's not 100%. Now these 2 lines here are actually the bottom layers, so that's fine. That's not a big deal. But anyways, what I did to fix that, first of all, I got rid of the air chamber. This is the latest version. I got rid of the air chamber. I made it a bit thicker. And instead of that boxy weight chamber, it's now a cylinder that can accept 3 or up to 3 ball bearings. And I actually printed the lure. I have it right here. It weighs around 13.3 grams. It's actually heavy. And that's without any hardware or clear coat or anything. So it's gonna sink. I think it's gonna be a fast sinker, and it's definitely gonna stay this way. It's not gonna go to the side. It's definitely staying this way. So hopefully I will test this tomorrow, and once I make sure that it works, I'll upload it to printables so you guys can download it. So that's a quick update. Another update, sorry that I haven't released the files for the tiny wobbler, but I did print it. I had lots of issues trying to print it, to be honest. My 0.2 mil nozzle is, I think it's clogged or something. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it doesn't want to print. I wasted an entire day trying to print something on it. It just doesn't want to print. So I printed this at the end using the 0.4 mil nozzle, which, I mean, it wasn't that bad. There are definitely areas where you can see some defects or loss of details, but nothing super bad. Again, I will test it, make sure it works, and then upload it. So that's my update. For today, to be honest, I don't know what we're making, but I think I need a crankbait. Because at the moment I don't have any crankbait designs, which is weird. I mean, the first thing you would do is a crankbait. But I wanna challenge myself to not do any sculpting, or still do sculpting, but maybe not to do Boolean modifiers, because to be honest, Boolean modifiers, they are super slow. They are making my life super hard, especially when I want to modify something. It's super slow. And if when I'm done with the lure, let's say, and I remember that I want to add a small detail using sculpting, for example, if I try to sculpt on a body that has some Boolean modifiers, it's impossible. I would have to just delete all the modifiers, do the small detail I want to do in sculpting, and then go back and re-add the modifiers. And every single modifier to remove it or add it takes so much time. It's very annoying. So I want to find out if it's possible, or how hard or easy it is to do everything using like regular edit mode and stuff. So let's see. Let's make it our challenge. So how big do we want to make this crankbait? Let's see. Why? We can do a 50 mil or a 40 mil body, and then we can add the lip. That's gonna be super challenging to print, but whatever. I'm up for a challenge. Okay. Crankbaits are thick, right? So let's try 10, and we'll go from there. Apply scale, very important. Yeah, let's add a modifier and start sculpting or modeling to be more accurate. So as usual, add a couple of lines. I think 4 is enough. Let's make them 5. But I think for a crankbait, no, for a crankbait we don't need that much lines. Yeah, 4 is enough. And then 1 in the middle. I'm enjoying this symmetry here. No need for a mirror modifier. Very convenient. Let's test it out just to be sure. Okay, cool, it's working. Okay, so crankbait probably needs some let's see. I like the shape of this Salmo Hornet, but I think they had a tiny one, yeah, but they all have the same shape. I like that shape a lot. So let's try to do something similar. I'm not gonna copy it, but I just want to see the profile of it. So basically, let's go to edge select. Basically, we can move this down and probably move this one up a bit. And let's move this face down something. No. We need to move these two up a bit to make it smoother. Yeah, that's more like it. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, I like this. Probably too much. Let's see. What if we move these two faces a bit more up? Okay. Yeah, that's more like it. I like this. And now we can make this part, not on the Z, on the X, make it a bit thinner. I think with crankbaits, the top profile is, do we have a top profile here somewhere? I think it's a bit different. I mean, compared to, or no, actually it's thin at the back. But I have seen some crankbaits that are thick. Okay. Oh no, it's definitely thin. Come on. Yeah. So the widest point is somewhere in the middle, a bit towards the front. So if we go up, I guess we can also grab this edge and move it a bit to the front or to the center. We can keep this as our widest point and then take these three. Start moving them towards the back, and at the end just this one, or towards the center. I keep saying back. Why am I saying back? We can move this actually towards the back to make it more rounded. No. Okay, that's because we're currently on cage, but if we remove this, it's on the same line. If we want to make this less pointy, then we need to add a loop cut here, something like that. This looks fine. Nice. I like it. Cool. So, I'm thinking if I need to also model the gill here instead of sculpting it. Super curious if we can do that. I mean, of course we can do that, but super curious how it's gonna turn out. So how can we do this? Well, obviously we need some sort of some vertices here. We definitely need some vertices. So to add vertices, we can do that, but something like this. And then if we hit enter and go to K again, we can connect these. But this is gonna mess up our, let's see what's gonna happen. To be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm just experimenting. So bear with me a minute. Okay, so this way we have what is called quads here. Now the problem with this is, as I said, it's gonna mess up our topology a bit. You see, when I move stuff, it's sharper here than here. Here it looks like it's been sanded, but here it looks sharper. Now this is actually a cool effect, to be honest. It is actually cool. If I move this down, something like this. I'm clicking double G to move the vertex along a line. So I can move it along this line or this line. And if you wanna if you want to make this a straight line, then you would click these two vertices, and if we check, basically these are on the z-axis, and we want them to be at the same position on the y-axis. So I click scale on the y-axis, so SY 0, and then they are on the same position on the y-axis. Okay. Okay, we need the mirror modifier if we're gonna model it this way. We need the mirror, so we're gonna go to wireframe mode, select all the vertices on this side of the lure on the negative x-axis, delete them, and now we can add the mirror modifier before the subdivision. Is it before or after? Yeah, I think before the subdivision. I mean, you can do it after, but it doesn't change anything. I'm not sure if I like this sharp edge, but I think we can just move this up, or not just this. Let's click all of these. Something like that. We can do the same at the top. Okay, so how do we add the so if we take this, so this, and this, move this up, maybe move this down. Now the problem is, if I take 1, 2, 3, 4, for example, and push them inwards or outwards on the x-axis, it's not gonna do what I want it to do. It's not gonna be sharp. But what if we inset? So if we inset and then move it on the x, again, I'm just experimenting at the moment. Also, no. Interesting. Yeah, okay. That's because we're doing this subdivision, so any straight line, obviously, or angle is gonna get beveled. Okay. What if we actually extrude outwards? Oh, it's the same. No. But if it's gonna work, it has to be something like this, right? This looks like... What if we insert twice? And then move on the X? Still, no, it doesn't matter how much we insert. Okay, I think we need to insert... Okay, wait. No. This will make this angle sharper. Okay. I'm here watching while doing some work, learning some tricks from seeing you work in Blender. That will be useful. Yeah. We're learning together at the moment, because even I at the moment don't know what I'm doing. But let's see if we add a loop cut here. Okay, no. I mean, this is useful, but not what I want. Interesting. Okay, let's think about this. Let's get it back to what it was. So if we take a face and say this face and we extrude it outwards, it's not gonna be sharp unless we add a loop cut, right? For example, here, or no, it has to be on the inside, like here, and then do that. Okay, then it's gonna be sharp here, and we can do the same here. Then it's gonna be sharp. Okay, how do we make this sharp? But we cannot add a loop cut here. Oh, we can. We can. Only problem is we're gonna end up with lots of loop cuts. But do we need this? Because all we need is a loop cut here, somewhere here, and then we can take this face and inset it, and then we can move it on the X. Okay, so it made it a bit better, but still on the X. Wait, let's do it inwards just so I can see it. Put it on cage and let's see what's going on. Interesting. This is our loop cut, right? Let's select the vertices. Oh, okay. No, it will not work. Because this is very similar to the inset, edge inset. Yeah, that's why I do sculpting. That is why I do sculpting. Because this is very unpredictable. I think I read it somewhere. And they say that the best practice when using Blender is when you design a model that does not change the shape drastically when you add a subdivision. So this is not best practice, because I mean it doesn't change it super drastically, but it is changing. What if the knife tool will not help us here, because technically it's just a face inset. But what if I want let's try this. Let's get a face inset here. Something like this. I'm trying to keep everything as quads. Yeah. If it works, it works. Okay. Something weird is starting to happen, but that's because we don't have all the vertices connected. Okay. Cool. So now we kind of have an inset, and then we can take this face inset it a bit and maybe extrude it. No. But the question is why? I mean, it's restricted from the outside and the inside, but why is it changing its shape? If we do this, it's gonna ruin everything. If we do this, it is going to... Yeah, no, that's too much to deal with. I'm tempted to just Control Z and start looking at a different way to do this. Oh no, I cannot Control Z any further. I think we can just dissolve these. Remember to say, yeah, too late. No, I think we can dissolve the vertices. Yeah. No, no, wait. I selected a necessary one. This one and this one. Okay, the rest dissolve. And now I can take these two, scale them on the y-axis to 0. No. Okay, wait, it takes the first one, so I select this one first, then these two. Scale on the y to 0. No, not the first one. Last one. Or did it just do the middle? Interesting. Oh, wait. We don't need these two. Just move it to the top and move this one to the bottom. Select all, merge by distance, and now we're fine. Okay, yeah. Now we're back. We're back to the original position. But yeah, how would you do that? Now I mean, if we put something here, yeah, it's gonna break everything. I mean, we can still work with this somehow. We can we can definitely work with this. Like, take these two, move them a bit back to make it rounder, or even move this. Merge by distance. Something like that. Let's see. Now that we have this, Is it easier? We should probably save, as you said. Save as new project. Let's call it crankbait. That's not even a crankbait, that's like a wobbler. Okay, this one is a crankbait. It's an old project of mine, but let's call this one crankbait or mini crankbait. Oh, it's so hot here. Merge by distance was a new one for me. Nice. Yeah, merge by distance is very useful. Sometimes you have vertices that are like, let's say this one, it's overlapping this one, but you don't know, there's an issue in your file and just don't know where it is. Usually what I do is, just to be safe, I click A to select everything and then to merge and select by distance. I always do that just to be safe. Another thing I always check is, if you go to overlays here and set face orientation, I just make sure everything is blue. If you see anything that is red, then something is wrong. Red should be on the inside. So the inside of our lure should be red, and then blue is the outside. These are the normals. Because it happens, sometimes you might have a red face, and that will mess up your model. Okay, let's see if we can do this now. So if I move this a bit here, we saved, right? Yeah, we saved. Then we can get the knife tool and we can do this. So put it here somewhere. Okay, cool. Now we need to connect the edges. So we can connect this one here. This is very important. We don't want to lose vertices. Nope, selected the wrong one. This one here. And this one here. So basically this is like selecting a couple of faces and insert them. Kinda like it. So now if I select, let's say, these two faces and we move them. Okay. So we are getting somewhere. Can we insert them? Then move. Interesting. So we're still having this we are still having this thing here that's being caused by the subdivision. And that is because we don't have anything here to support or to support this edge, to make it sharp, basically. I mean, we can technically select an edge, and then I think you can come here and mark it as sharp, but that doesn't even work. Edge mark sharp. Oh, okay, this will work, I think, when you shade smooth. Where is it? No, not even then. Let's just clear edge, clear sharp. Or is it the edge in the back? Is it this edge? The It needs to be sharp. Let's select this entire loop right here and try it again. No, it does nothing. I think one of my Discord members was actually experimenting with this technique to create like an eye using modeling. Mark Sharp. No. I hate the undo system in Blender. I did save though, which is a good thing. Okay. So let's get this back here. Oops, no, not you. And these two, okay. So let's merge them again. Okay, all merge by distance. So now we're back here. Cool. We didn't inset these though, right? What if we extrude? Same will happen. Then we can inset here. This looks funny. It's not that bad though. I mean, it's not gonna be that much. We can just select all these edges. Did we miss any faces? Yeah. 1, 2. But yeah, you see, that's my point regarding the best practices. Oh, what happened here? No, we need to move it on the x-axis. Yeah. So if we look at the shape of these edges and we look at this, yeah, that's not good. So how do we fix that? That's also not good because we want to move along this line. No. Yeah, modeling sucks. Modeling sucks a lot. Jacob, nice cam. Wait, please don't tell me it's frozen again. Oh, come on. Since when it's been frozen like that? Give me a second, let me fix it. Oh, the camera is so hot. It's not fixed though. Nope. Odd Lures, you are back on your other account. Welcome back. think now it should be fixed, I think. Okay. At least now I'm not doing a funny face. Okay. Oh, come on. I give up. Wait. Full HD 16:9. What did I change? I didn't change anything in my camera. Okay. This is the last time I show a waiting screen. This is all because of the waiting screen. Oh man. Let me turn it off. Okay, what about now? No? No, okay. Okay, please work. Let's see for how long. What's the name of the place you make your 3D drawings? Oh, you mean the program? Yeah, that's called Blender. It's free and open source. Like all the other programs I use. Blender is amazing, but it's so hard to learn. So hard. Okay, you know what? We are just gonna dissolve these edges. So now we're back to where we were, and I'm still gonna use sculpting. I'm not gonna get rid of sculpting, but let's keep going to the end. And I think at the end what we can do is instead of using Boolean modifiers, which is basically the main issue, sculpting was never an issue. We can basically use modeling for that. But that means we need to apply everything. Not everything. We can keep the mirror, apply the subdivision, and maybe add a multi-res. How many faces do we have? 34. Yeah, that's fine. If we subdivide one more, we're gonna get 100,000. I think that's a good base to start with. But do we actually need anything? I mean, it's a crankbait. We can do only a gill or two. We can do a gill or two. We need to be away from the eyes, and there's probably gonna be a lip somewhere. We can do a big gill. Something like, let's see. Something like, no. Need to stabilize it. Yeah, so we were talking about Blender. It's a free program for... Oh my god, where's the mirror? Where is the mirror? What happened? It does not show up in sculpting, what? Kill plates are quite tough, yeah. So yeah, as you said, you're always gonna, if you're sculpting, you're always gonna end up with lots of faces. But it depends on how much detail you're adding. If it's just a gill plate, something like what I did here, maybe with a bit of smoothing on this side and maybe make it a bit deeper, I think these are enough. You can even go with lower number. But if we're doing scales like this and basically small tiny details, then yeah, you're gonna need millions. You sent an image on Discord. Where did I put Discord? Discord. Don't switch. Usually a lot. Oops, sorry, I opened the DMs. Yeah. So you've modeled this, or that's sculpting? It looks modeled, not sculpted. That's nice. And my face cam is broken again. I'm just gonna hide it. Okay, that's nice. Wait. That is nice. But basically yeah, I see. So you're creating the faces, and you're creating like the general face, and then if you put it on cage, then you can move it. I mean, I need so many vertices to not need sculpting. Yeah, I get your point also. You mean, basically you're gonna end up with lots of vertices, but technically they are not lots compared to sculpting. So if I open this in edit mode, that is lots of vertices. These are faces also, we can see the vertices, yeah. That's not too much though. Not perfect on the top of the head, but I do some sanding. I mean, the smooth brush in sculpting is technically sanding. So you can do that. I don't sand any of my lures except for sometimes I get some, but what are they called? Like pieces of plastics that stick out of the model, and yeah, then I would sand them. Okay, so I'm just gonna do, as I said, a simple. I have stabilization on, now I need to turn it off. I'm just gonna do a simple gill. Why isn't... okay, now it's working. It was not sanding that much. Okay, let's maybe make it a bit deeper. Something like that. Whoops. Okay. I'm not too bothered with this. I think that's all the sculpting that I'm gonna do. I'm happy with this. That's one of those details are like one-offs to make a master for the silicone mold. So I do... oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, in that case you would definitely need to sand it. You can, I guess you already do that. You can like prime it. keep prime and sand until it's perfectly smooth. I actually, I think I told you about the issue I had with my order. I ordered the paint that is not meant for airbrushing by mistake. I actually have another order incoming. I'm getting a thinner, a cleaner, primer. I think I also ordered a what was it? Come on, the varnish, the Satan varnish, and I ordered a couple of stuff. What do you think you will use your crankbait for? Pike, trout? Not trout, because it's a long story here in Czech Republic, so just not trout. Pike, yeah, maybe if there's any pike around, but usually pike here are small. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely catch them. There's chubs, however. How much is this? We made it 40 mil. Yeah, we can catch a chub on this. There's zander, asp. There are many fish that might eat a crankbait. Perch, of course. And I think we messed up, or I messed up, because I should have modeled the lip first. And then did the sculpting, but that's fine. Let's see. I think we can still do it. We can do it. So where do we want the lip to come from? It's probably at like the bottom, and then it's a very, what do you call the shallow angle? It's like following the head angle, something like this. So probably it will start from here and then follow this angle, so something like that. So if we select one of the faces, where do we want to start it? Maybe here. No, maybe probably down here. And then let's see. So we need around 2 mils. Now here's the thing, how do I measure this? I think we can definitely measure it. So here's a trick to measure stuff. You can select the edge you want to measure and then come here and enable, where was it? I think here. No, edge length. So that's a 0.2 mil. So 0.2 mil, that's around 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. So that's around 1. What country are you from? Now can't remember. Is it some kind of Rapala fat wrap you want to make? So I'm originally from Lebanon, but I live in Czech Republic, and I just have a couple of crankbaits here on the screen. I think they are all Salmo Hornets. I'm just using them for reference. I'm not trying to replicate them like 100%. So yeah, and recently I had a Salmo Hornet. I think it was the 3.5 centimeter version. Was it 3.5? It's like the tiniest one. Where is it? This one. I think it's 30, yeah. 3.5, yeah. 3.5 centimeter. And I lost it. I lost it, and I said that I want to make one. Now, this is not going to be 3.5 for sure, but I'm thinking Maybe I can later like scale it down or something, so we'll see. But you can't just take a lure and scale it down. That's the thing. So when you scale it down, you need to do some modifications. That's for sure. Now what I'm trying to do is get a couple of faces that combined together are around 3 mil. Or we can do 2.5 mil. We'll see. And so far, each one of these edges is about 0.2 mil. So that's gonna be 1 mil. And let's see, where will this end up? I think we need to go up a bit. So we need 1, 2, let's say 3, 4, 5. That's another mil. So we're at 2 mils now. Interesting. I just thought about something, but that's fine. I'll tell you about it in a bit. I think these are the faces I need. And we can now... Oh no, did we lose them? Okay, cool. And now we can hit C to do circle select. And select the rest. I can turn off the measurement thing. No, oops. Oh, come on. What happened? I selected some edges by mistake. So I'm gonna turn off the measurements. Click C for circle select. And then we're gonna select these faces. And until... Let's go... Probably I wanna keep going until where the lure starts to bend. Okay. Whoops. You need to exit out of circle mode to be able to move. Yeah, maybe we can continue up until here. So that would be right here. We can clean up in a bit. Now we're gonna face an issue, that's for sure. But again, I'm just experimenting, so this might work out, might not work out. We're gonna face an issue where when I extrude it, we have already applied the subdivision. So what I extrude now is not subdivided. That's a big problem. So now I need to finish the selection. I'm curious to see how this will end up. Oh wait, can we even do that? Yeah. So once I select all of these, we're gonna extrude them. It's getting tricky. And I have no idea why I'm still using the pencil. Okay, so now we can extrude them something like this. we will fix this in a second. This actually looks nice. I didn't even do anything to it. But what is this? Okay, so we have, I see. So one of the faces extruded into this huge face, and then the rest of them are these tiny ones. Okay. I'm thinking if this is big enough. I think it is. And also the angle is wrong, so we need to fix the angle. Let's see. To select all these edges, so we don't have any edge here in the middle. All the edges are right here and these ones. So we can technically select all of these and then just move them around and rotate them. Something like that. So I want this to be somewhat parallel to this. So probably move it a bit down. Something like that, I guess, will work. Then we have another issue, and that is what's going on here. And let's see, can we select this loop? Yes, we can. So if we select this loop and scale them on the x-axis to 0. Yeah, that did not work out well. Where do you lace round shapes? I don't get that, to be honest. What do you mean by lace? Twisting, knitting, threading. I don't know if you meant that or it's a typo. Okay, let's see. Scale on the X 0. No. No, that's not how we will fix it. There's probably an easy way to do it. Sorry, how do you make round shapes? You mean in general? So in Blender, there's something called subdivisions, and let's give you an example real quick. So if I add a cube, let's scale it up. I need to use the mouse. So the pen is only good for sculpting. Okay, so this is basically just a couple of vertices connected together. Now, there's something called a subdivision modifier. So if you add a subdivision modifier, it will basically subdivide your model, and now it's something like a sphere. It's not an actual sphere, but yeah, it looks like a sphere. Now, if you go to edit mode, this is actually just a cube. It's still a cube. And that's because we haven't applied this yet. So a subdivision basically will take, will say, okay, this is connected to this, this, and this edge right here. So if we want to subdivide this face right here, we need to do some sort of a curve that goes, for example, like this, from here to here. But if you do that for all the vertices, then you end up with a sphere like that. Now, this doesn't have to be a sphere because, for example, we can take these and extrude them. And now we have, I don't know what this shape is, like a pipe or something. You can extrude them even more, rotate it, look at it from the side, rotate it, move it down. something like that. There's actually an easier way of doing this, but just to show you, that's how you do curves. Now, there are other ways to do curves, but here's the thing about Blender. There's a million ways to do the same thing. Scale on the Z0, and yeah. That's how you, for example, do a curve or something. So with a subdivision, that's how you would think about things. Anything, for example, from here to here is not gonna be actually a straight line. It's gonna be a curve or a round shape. But I have already applied the subdivision here. I have only one level at the moment. So, and we're at 100,000 faces. So I can still subdivide, but then I'm gonna end up with a million faces. We'll see how this goes. I don't think it needs subdivision because it's already subdivided. I can technically work with this, with what I have at the moment. Minus y. Let's see. I think we can just smooth it. Wait, sculpting. No, that's too much. That's because we have a subdivision active. Let me go back to 0. Also, wait, what? Subdivide. Yeah, it is on 0. Oh, wait, what was it called? Relax or something? Relax. Smear paint. Simplify, no. Slide relax, is this the one? No. It's gonna deform it. So sculpting is not the answer here. But is it because we don't have a loop cut? Sculpt 1. Yeah, that was probably it. I mean, it's not. It's not that great, but and now if you check it in edit mode, oh, we have a multi-res, so we're not gonna be able to see it. Cool. Oh god. I have no idea why I've overcomplicated this that much. It's a very simple lure, it should be simple. And I am overcomplicating it. So to fix this, apparently it's not an easy task. I'm tempted to redo the entire thing, but this time, so we do the body first. Wait, why do I need to redo it? I can just open this file, right? And then do it here. So what we want is basically something like that, and then connect this here and connect this here, and no, it's gonna mess up. Let's see how it's gonna look. Let's see. Okay, here's the tip. So we have a mirror modifier. If I inset now, it's gonna do this, but I don't want that. I want it to wait. Let me merge by distance. Okay, I want it to be something like that, right? So how do we do that? I think, let me just first make sure these are straight lines. So scale on the Z 0, and here scale on the X 0. Okay, cool. These are straight lines. And second of all, also before I merge, I want to make sure that this distance right here is the actual distance that I need. So at the moment it's not. So if I select these 4 and scale them on the Z, or no, not scale them on the Z, or yeah, actually we do, because that's a flat face. So scale them on the Z until it's what I want, which is around 2.4 mil. Something like that. And now we need to inset. So again, I don't want to inset like this. This is not what I want, but I think if we look here at the top, we have some options that we can click, and one of them is called boundary, and the shortcut for that is B. So if I click B, yeah, this is what I want. And we can inset by a 0.1. What is this? 0.1. Cool. And something weird happened here. Very interesting. Huh. How did that happen? Okay, undo. When did it happen though? Okay, here was fine. Ah, okay, I see. Yeah. It's when I scaled on it's when I scaled this. So I guess we're gonna have to oh man, I hate modeling. Wait, don't we have loop tools? Flatten, G-stretch, loft, relax. Relax the loop so it's smoother. Interesting. So we can make a circle. No. Now here's the problem. How do I move this up? By keep it on the same Y value as, I guess, okay. Okay. I'm just gonna do that. much? 2.4. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I just want to see how it's gonna end up. Extrude. This looks so funny. Okay. And now we can move this down a bit and rotate it. Something like this. I'm just making sure the angle is right, and it isn't. I think that's it. Okay, so there's something weird going on here. Let me just make sure I didn't create any... No. There is something weird going on here. Why did I decide to experiment on a live stream? I should have experimented on myself, you know, by myself. But anyways, I'm just gonna keep going. So I'm gonna add a loop cut, or let's leave this back here. And here's the thing now, if I want to add a loop cut, it has to go through the entire lure. Does it have to though? We can modify it later if we can, if we figured out a way. And now the entire lure is blocky. I mean, technically we can take this, lift it up, take this, lift it up. Yeah, I don't like what's going on here. I think it's because I did an inset. Okay, wait. Wait. Yeah, that's probably it. If I remove that inset, and that would be this edge right here, and this edge right here. I forgot a couple of edges. Wait, this one. Okay, this one is fine. And this one. So now we can merge by distance. Okay, now it's smooth. Now it's very smooth. This is probably too big. So let's move it a bit inwards. Thanks for the help. You are welcome, Jacob. If you have any questions, just let me know. So I don't like the tail section here. what we can do is just select everything and probably like scale it down on the Z. Not sure if that's a good idea though, because now I guess we can move it down a bit. Something like that. Yeah, but it's too blocky. And I don't like that. And that is because of all the loop cuts that we added. So what we can do is, stop this loop cut right here. And there is a way to do that. Also this loop cut. So if we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, these 10 vertices, we can dissolve them. Oops, no. No. Oh, wait. I think we need to also select these. Why though? Huh. Let's try one by one. Very interesting. Okay, so it works for one. But then I have to reconnect dissolve vertices. And now if we take the knife and connect this one to this one, okay, so we have to do them one by one. Dissolve vertices and then connect this one here. Dissolve vertices. K for knife tools. Connect this one here, enter. Same here, dissolve vertices, connect. So it was doing the thing, but I was not connecting them back. Anyways, we can make it stop here. If we do this one more time, dissolve vertices, and then connect this. Now what we can do is, now we have two vertices here that are not connected to anything. So we need to select the correct vertex. So select this, move it up here, then probably somewhere here, and then connect it to this one. Okay. It's gonna make some weird things because we haven't connected these two. Now this is what I'm worried about. What's gonna happen here? But I think it's fine. Do something like that. Yeah, I think it turned out fine compared to what it was. The tail is better now. Yeah, I think I'm happy with the shape except for the lip. Still too big. Let's see. What if we interesting. So we can take these two, or all these lines, and scale them on the X to 0. Yeah, that's it. So now to control this bevel, we can move this up or down to control how sharp or round it is. I think this is good enough. Yeah. What was the name of the function that showed red black faces? Yes, so if you click on this icon right here at the top, it's called viewport overlays. It's called face orientation under geometry. So this will show you the normals of the face, and blue is outwards and everything that is in red is inwards. And why does it now seem like a small lip? Yeah, the lip has to be bigger than the body. Oh my god. Everything in 3D looks trippy. But until you actually print it. Okay, now it's wide and small. So we look at it from this side and maybe move it to... We also need these. Yeah, okay. So it does look big, but I think when I print it, it's gonna be fine. You are welcome. Okay, now. Yeah, it's always tricky. I usually reiterate after printing because it feels different. Exactly, yeah. It always feels weird in 3D. Always. Then you print it and... Oh, okay, yeah, that's actually fine. Okay, now we need to somehow do the wire thing. So the wire, when it comes to lipless crankbaits, lipped crankbaits that are deep divers, the wire is usually, or the line tie is usually in like the middle of, not the middle, but like maybe 1/3 down the lip. Just fixing a third iteration of a drop shot soft bait I'm designing. I make it smaller and thinner every time. Yeah, I can relate, because for example, like this one, it was impossible to print. Oh wait, my camera is off. I'm talking about the tiny is it still causing issues? Yeah, talking about the tiny what was it called? The tiny wobbler we made last Friday. Oh, it worked. Cool. So the tiny wobbler we made. Oh no. Never mind. Just it just hates me today. Yeah. So I keep making it thicker and thicker to be able to print it, because apparently I made it super thin. Now, is it possible to smooth this thing out? What do you think? I think if we move this down a bit. Wait, what's going on here? Okay, so we need to move it down probably until here. And we can also move this down somewhere here. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, this is much better. You can also do the same here. Move this up, something like that. Still a bit sharp. Let's see. No, that's worse. We need to select these two and move them up. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. No. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so I keep making it thicker and thicker to be able to print it, and I think I reached the point where it is printable, but I think it's still thin. So I did manage to print it, but I don't know, I'm not super happy about it. We'll see. We'll see. I have to test it. The lip is tiny though. I might make it bigger. Super tiny lip. Okay, now for the hardest part. We need to make the the wire slots. So to make the wire slot, what I'm thinking about is something like this. Again, use the knife tool to make a quad. And the problem is every time we do this, we're messing up the shape, but that's fine. That's fine. So if we select these, can we subdivide it? Huh. When we subdivide it, it will fill the insides. But wait. Subdivide. And then I can take these and dissolve what the face is. No, then I need to select the outside. Or all of them. And then dissolve the faces. I don't need these, so dissolve vertices. So now if I select these and went to loop tools, circle, and then came here, best fit radius, I want a radius of 1. Okay. No, not 1. I want it to be 0.9 actually. Yeah, something like that. And now if I extrude it inwards, that's how it's gonna look. Oh wait, what if we insert, then extrude it inwards? So the extrude is gonna be in the Z direction, negative Z direction is gonna be minus, let's say 14. So here is where we need to enable wireframe mode. Okay, we will fix this. Something like that, and then here on this face, we select the face, insert it, delete the face. Then if we go to edge select and fill, grid fill, it cannot. It cannot grid fill. Because it cannot grid fill because it's not a full loop, because we have a mirror. But we can use the knife tool, I guess. It's gonna be ugly, but oh, we can't? Interesting. Face fill, we cannot. No faces to fill. Loop tools, bridge, no. So we need to apply the mirror, I guess. This modifier operator is not allowed in edit mode. I mean, we have symmetry in edit mode, so I think we don't need the symmetry anymore. But this is how can we make this better? Wait. What if we do this somewhere here? No, that's too ugly. And this is not connected to anything. Oh no, I think this is fine. Oh wait, am I moving stuff in space? I think it's fine because so this is if an edge with 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it's not fine. It is not fine. 1, 2, 3. Now we have a big problem. Yeah, let's Control Z. So how it should be done is from here to this line, then to this line, then this line. Now we have quads. The problem is I clicked somewhere here by mistake. Okay, let's scale this and this on the x-axis. I usually make it easy and take a fast path, create cylinders and do Boolean modifiers for... Yeah, I know. I do Boolean modifiers on all the lures. The challenge that I'm doing today is not using a Boolean modifier because they suck. They suck so bad when it comes to performance. I just hate them. But the thing is, now we have a bigger problem. This is not subdivided. I mean, we can... No, it is. It is subdivided, never mind. That's not a problem, but why does it look weird? Right here. Do we have any face issues? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have face issues. Merge by distance, no. Okay, so that thing is fine because we haven't... Oh, what is going on here? What is going on here? If I select these and maybe move them back a bit. Okay, I'm kidding. No. It's ugly as fuck. Yeah, they are heavy. Usually disable them a lot of the times and re-enable when it's time to export. Or move them around. Yeah, the problem is not... So the main problem might be time, but there's actually a bigger problem. And that is you're not getting good topology. So what we can do is it's totally doable. So if, for example, I have a let's get a cube, move it here somewhere, give it a subdivision. Let's get a cylinder. How I would usually do it. So that's 16 radius, 0.9 depth, let's say a 15 mil. Okay, that's a small cube. Okay, let's say, let's do it from this side. Something like this. So if I delete this now, or sorry, I did a Boolean, a cut. This is at 5, okay, and this cylinder, where is the cylinder? Cylinder is here. This cylinder also needs a modifier. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to add a loop cut here and a loop cut there. Something like that. And now I'm gonna add a subdivision. Let me show this again. Okay, now it's a clean cut. So if I go to the cube, let's apply this, for example, and apply the subdivision and apply the Boolean. So what we have here now is this mess. You see this face right here now has how many vertices? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not gonna count them. It's definitely more than 4. I just started a new print of the drop show 2 gram, including 3 walls and some support. Not very big. Nice. I hope that you enabled the setting that's called wall printing order inner outer inner. Since I discovered this, I just enable it every time, but it only works with 3 wall loops. It doesn't work with 2, 3 or 4, 3 or more, sorry, no 4. Yeah. So as I was saying, this is the major issue that I have. And why is it a major issue? Because, I mean, first of all, this is not good at all in terms of 3D. If you ask any 3D modeler, faces should have a maximum of 4, with exceptions. If you're only doing something for, I don't know, not like to display it somewhere in a 3D world or whatever. But if you want to do it for a game, if you want to do animations for TV or something, if you want to even 3D printing sometimes, because the latest version of Orca Slicer and Bamboo Studio now accepts colored 3D models. And this does not work with any model that has any face, like a single face that has more than 4 vertices. It will not work. And I can show you the error that you will get. If I import now ID, what was it? This one, id7.obj. If I try to import it, I'm gonna get this error. The file contains polygons with more than 4 vertices. Yeah, it will not allow it. So if you're planning on using Blender to color a model and then use a multicolor 3D printer, which is something I am planning to do in the future, this will not work. So how do you fix this? You either do this ugly thing back here, which I'm not happy with, by the way. So I don't know if, I don't think this is how I'm gonna model lures. Or this is what I might do is keep using the Boolean. But wait, where is this Boo2? Okay, so I haven't applied the Boolean. If I add another subdivision, so basically I'm making this a dense mesh. Let's do 2 or 3 even. I think 2 is enough. Let's apply it. Now if we apply the Boolean and come here, do we have enough? No, we still don't have enough. We need more subdivisions. So let's do another subdivision. Apply it. Okay, I think we need more. Subdivision. Apply it. And now apply the Boolean. Then we can fix it. But you see how many subdivisions we need to fix this. Yeah, now what we can do is we can start playing around with these until, like for example, this one. We can move it here. This one, we can move it here. And now we still have one here that we can probably just stick it to that. So this is now a polygon that has 3 instead of 4, but I think that is fine. I think 3 is fine. So now we just merge by distance. And this will remove the vertices, basically, that we don't need. By the way, I think there's an option here somewhere that will do this merging by default. I don't know where is it exactly. Correct face at auto merge. Yeah, this is the one. So auto merge in options. Now, if I click, for example, let's say this vertex and move it here, it will automatically merge it. Yeah, it lags a bit though. Something like that. So you see, it's very ugly. I guess I break the rule a lot of times I see. I didn't know that. Yeah. I mean, I break the rules all the time. Actually, all my lures are breaking the rules. That's fine. But yeah, I don't like this. And did I save? Oh my god. Did I save? I think that's fine. We can still fix this. Wait. Delete vertices. These 3 dissolve vertices. Interesting. What happened here? We need to click all of these. And these and delete them. And now we can connect this to this. We cannot. Why can't we connect? Sometimes I hate Blender. No. I think we need to join. Wait. J? No, Control J. Oh, come on. Edge. Vertex. Yeah, I get the point. We'll have that in consideration. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks to get good geometry. Connect vertex pairs. What is this doing? Okay, wait. So all of these are connected. No, we don't have anything here. I just want to connect this with this. And why is it not connecting? Connect vertex path. Connect vertices by their selection order, creating edges, splitting faces. New edge. Okay, F. Okay, and then I can select these 4 and go to face fill. No, I don't want this edge. Dissolve edge. Okay, now we're back to where we were. Let's save. Okay, I guess we have to use booleans. Mission failed. 15 is probably too much. Even 14 is probably too much, but let's see. I'm not gonna apply the booleans though. I'm just gonna put this here somewhere and just leave it. Something like this. And I would guess... Okay, it does fit, nice. I would guess this is somewhere here, right? Oh wait. This is a 4 mil. Do we even need a middle hook hanger? Because that's gonna be a tiny lure. But overall it's not 4 mil. It's 5 mil. Yeah. 5 mil. Yeah, I think we're gonna need a middle hook hanger. Somewhere here. Yeah. Now this, usually with a crankbait, it would be, I think, would be like that, right? It will come down here and then go up there. Probably don't need all of this, but the problem is, where do we put the weight? Where do we put the weight? Huh. That's a tricky one. I mean, we can, but no, that will make it worse actually if we did that. Something like this. It's definitely gonna make it worse. So, but wait, if I do this thing down here, then that mean that's usually done with crankbaits where you assemble the lip later, but I want the lip and the body to be one part, or that's how I modeled it, so I guess it has to be like this. The metal hook hanger can be quite tilted, to make more room on other side. Yeah, I think I get what you mean. Something like this, or let me worry about this first. Wait, this right here, I want it to come out from wait, so there's gonna be some wire showing up. I think it's fine. And then the hook hanger is gonna be here. No, I want it to be like this. Yeah, I think that's it for the line tie. Now the biggest problem now is where to put the weight. Yeah, something like that should work good. The only problem is now the line tie is far back, but I think it's fine. Even if we make it like this. We're not gonna have too much weight. Yeah. Let's see what we can fit here. Let's see what we can fit. But can we make something where it's not like that? I mean, if I print it in two parts, which is something I don't usually do, by the way. I like to print things in just one part. But if I print it in two parts, this open up a possibility for this to be curved. So it's gonna be like something like this. Then I can glue it in. But yeah, we cannot do that here. Let's see what we can fit. So I'm gonna get a cylinder. This one is gonna be up. Let's start with 5.6. No, that's a radius, so that's a 2.5 to get a 5. Wow. No. Oh my god. I'm so off today. And on the Z, I'm going to bed. Thanks for that. Thank you, Jacob, for joining and sticking around. See you in the next live stream. So 5.6. If we do that at 6, let's see. No. We cannot put a 5 mil. We cannot do that. I never thought a crankbait would be a challenge. I thought this would be like the easiest thing ever, right? Probably because I went for a tiny one. I mean, do I need these to be 40 mils? I could get around with 12. Should probably apply the scale. Here's the thing, set it to local. Then we can move it on the Z axis. Just to set it back to what it was. Okay, so now we can fit. Now we can fit a 5 mil, but does it actually fit? Let's see. Yeah, it does. It does fit. But we can only put one bearing in here. Or one ball bearing. We can probably, we can probably put 2. I think these are enough. I mean, 5 mil. That's a big ball bearing. It's gonna make it a sinker probably. We can scale this down. Okay, let's go for oh, and here's a tip. Okay, let's actually delete this. So what I did is I clicked Shift D. You might be able to do the line tie a bit curved and still push it in a twisted wire or so, and the curve should make it strong from falling, but it depends on what line tie you wanna use. I see what you mean. But will it actually curve, or will it just cut the plastic? I mean, the line tie I'm using is flexible. I mean, I think it is. Wait. Yeah, I think it is flexible. Okay, I think I don't have any line ties that are already made. I cleaned up my office yesterday and throwed away all the excess that I cut off. But I think 12 mil is fine. Okay, so here's a tip. Shift D will duplicate an object. But if you do any modifications to this, you would also have to do it again here. If you wanna basically clone it, then you would do Alt D instead of Shift D. And now what we did here is, if you look at the data, both of these are cylinder 4, which is the main one. So if I go to cylinder 4 and did a subdivision, for example, interesting. It did not subdivide the other one. Why though? Do I need to apply it? What did I apply? Make object data single. Okay, let's remove the subdivision. I think it only works in edit mode, maybe? Okay. So it doesn't work for modifiers. Interesting. A slight curve could work, but I guess it needs some trial and error. Yeah, I can test it later. Yeah, this is a useful thing. It's called Alt-D, yes. Basically what you said. And it's working for modifying stuff in edit mode, but it's not working when I add a modifier, which is weird. But in any case, it's still useful because I want to modify this in edit mode. I want to do what I usually do. So insert the face, delete the face, and grid fillet. Also add a loop cut here, another loop cut here. Select the face, insert, delete the face, and grid fill. Cool. Yes, it worked. Yeah, definitely useful. So let's add a subdivision now. Now it will work. I think 4 is enough. And let's apply the subdivision. Now here's the thing, when we apply the subdivision, now we need to make object data single user apply modifier. So now I think they are no longer linked. Yeah, now this is cylinder 7. Okay, that's annoying. So I'm gonna undo and I'm gonna apply the modifier on cylinder 5 instead. How many did we do? 4, right? Yeah, 4. I'm gonna apply it here, make it single. So now this is 7 and this is 4. Cool. Cool. What was this? Cylinder? We don't need that. We don't need that. Okay, by the way, another tip. You don't actually need to do Boolean modifiers for these, because let me hide them. If you go into edit mode and then add a cube, or sorry, a cylinder, that is interesting. What was it? Let's do the math. 5.6 divided by 2, 2.8. 2.8 by 6, probably. Yeah. So if we do that, oh shit, what did I do? I extruded by mistake. So if we do that, and of course we need to do some other stuff here, like insetting the face. I'm just gonna do a basic thing. So wait, what happened? Why can't I select this face? Okay, insert this face. And maybe a loop cut here and a loop cut there. Okay. So now we have this on the inside, but if we check the color of the face, ignore these other stuff. These are in a different object. We're focusing on our cube. These have the wrong color, so we need to fix that. And how do we do that? We need to select first everything. So how do you select all the vertices of just this object? You go to select similar, and no, not similar. Was it similar? amount of adjacent faces, vertex. There was something linked. Okay, select linked. So this will only select basically the vertices that are connected to each other. And then we can click Control N or Shift N, sorry, Shift N, and then click inside. Now it's red. So we didn't need a Boolean, we don't need a Boolean modifier for this. Now the only downside is we cannot control the radius anymore. I mean, technically there are ways to control the radius, but that's gonna be very ugly. It's gonna be very ugly, but it's gonna use our subdivision. So it's already subdivided. And let me turn off the colors. Oh, wait, we have a mirror. Okay. We have a mirror. Should we subdivide first, then add the mirror? Okay. Yeah. So it's a cool trick, but again, it's if you want to do lots of changes, then it's not the best tip. So now to delete this, I need to go back, select linked, and then delete the vertices. And now I can show my cylinders again. We also need the eyes. So let's take one of these cylinders. I forgot to add subdivisions for these. Let's do that. Oh man. Let's get this one. Put it here somewhere. Don't forget to reset the X location to 0. Is it in the middle? Yeah, it's in the middle. And now we can rotate on the Z axis. No. It's set to local. We set it back to global. Rotate on the Z by 90. And let's use... 90. Why do we even need rotation on the X? Interesting. Yeah, we need rotation on the X apparently. So now we can use the face thing. But first make sure everything is applied in terms of scale. Very important. And let's enable, what was it called? Snapping. Snap to face project. Effect, or our line rotation to target. And do we need to rotate is affected? No, only move. Cool. But we need to need to go to local again and move these on the Z axis. Oh wait. Oh snap. We have snapping on. Oh, come on, Blender. Okay, I think... No. We need a bit more. Cool, this is perfect. This is nice. Super nice. We need a mirror. On our object. Cool. Let's start applying the scale and adding modifiers. Now I have to do them one by one. Fuck. So yeah, always forget to fix the topology of the cylinder before you duplicate it. Delete faces and grid fill. By the way, did you know that when you're creating a cylinder, you can actually I'll show you in a bit, wait. You can change the topology, but it's not gonna give you this grid topology, but at least you can make it different. So if I create a cylinder, it will ask me, okay, how do you wanna fill the cap? And I can say Angon or nothing. Nothing will leave it open. Angon is anything with more than 4 vertices, or I can set it to triangle face. I have no idea why don't they have a grid face. I think they should. Maybe we can add what is it called? An add-on for Blender to do this, but this is what a triangle looks like. I don't like it, but I mean, it's fine. If you are okay with this, it works. Just add 2 loop cuts and then this will work. I like to have grid. I think we can even make it sharper. Yeah, I like this more. This, I don't like it, but can we add a loop cut here? No, we cannot. Can we inset? No. So yeah, I like the grid thing better. We can delete these 2 and duplicate this, go back to wireframe. Yeah, I think this will work. Probably need to re-add the gill plate, or we can just paint it. I think it looks cool. Let's see how it looks. Let's cut the eye. Cut this. Oh, this is gonna be fast because we didn't sculpt, so we don't actually have that many faces. That's actually very fast. How many faces do we have? That's 500,000. Oh no, okay, so the lure itself is about 100,000 faces, but we have about 300,000 in total, and that's because of all the subdivisions we did on the other stuff. I think we need to subdivide it one more time because yeah, this is better. For FDM, this is more than enough. These will not show up in a print. It's just a bit annoying inside Blender. Did we apply everything though? Like this? No. we still have the internal chambers. Okay, and this one. Yeah, that's not bad. When I have like 1,000,000 faces and I do this money, and I have a mirror also, a subdivision, a mirror, and all these bool tools, then yeah, Blender is gonna crash. It's definitely gonna crash on me. But there is no way I can sculpt on this. There is no way. If I can sculpt on this, then that's crazy. Yeah, no. I should have saved. I should have saved. Did it do anything? Just to be safe, I'm gonna undo. I don't think it did anything though. Okay, cool. Let's save it. And let's just quickly export it as an STL. Mini crankbait 2, selection only. Export it. I want to see how it looks like. So, mini crankbait. Oh wow, that's small. That is small. And how I would print it usually is set it to 180 degrees. And let's see. No, too much. So what usually helps is, first of all, a bright color would help. And also view show overhangs. Okay, that's not bad. I can do this, yeah. So this is the only amount of overhangs we have. So this would, the red areas, they will not look good, but we can sand them down. Then they would look good. And let's see how it looks on the inside. Okay, so the seam, I would probably paint it. Let's see, let's do that. So paint the seam. And I want it here in the middle so it's easier to sand. Okay, slice. Cool. Cool. This is gonna be super clean area. Nothing here. Okay, so this is a problem. The first couple of layers. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here, but okay, then it becomes fine. But the first couple of layers, I think it's the line width. Yes. And that's because I have Arachne as my wall generator. If I change this to classic. No, the problem is with classic, if the wall is too thin, it will not even do it. So it's gonna skip. It's gonna skip some of the walls. So you see this purple section, it just skipped them because they are too thin. So what I can do is go back to Blender and make them a bit thicker. Make the back end a bit thicker. But overall, I think for this lure, I would stick with classic instead of Arachne. No, that's why I hate classic. But at least this is on the inside, so it's not gonna ruin the appearance. So probably We'll stick with classic, I guess. Or I can just move this up. So keep it at classic and just move it up a bit. But yeah, overall looks nice. I just have to fix these two issues. We even have it right here at the end. Super close. So so here we need to, I guess, disable. If we disable these two, will we be able to move them? Let's see, cylinder 5 and 6. Cylinder 5, viewport display, solid. So that's one of them. We need to move it on which axis? No. We need to completely remove the modifier. So in the cube modifiers, I'm gonna remove the last two. Cylinder 2, no, wait. What? Cylinder 6 is the I. Cylinder 5. Oh, it is cylinder 2. Interesting. No. Cylinder 4. So cylinder 4, where are you? I think we removed it. Yeah. Cool. So all we have to do is just, I think for this one we can rotate it a bit and then move it up. I think it's fine as long as it's below the center of mass, and I'm talking about this yellow dot. It's fine. So we can even do this, and that's totally fine. And this one the same, move it up a bit. Now this one at the back is going to be a bit challenging. Maybe if we just move it up. Let's try. This one is cylinder 2. So I need to remove the modifier for cylinder 2. And let's set the viewport shading to solid so we can see it. Probably if we lift it up a bit. It might work. Let's see. So cut it. And let's cut 4 and 5. That's a lot faster than what I'm used to. Export STL, I'm just gonna overwrite it. And now here all we have to do is just reload from disk. Okay, let's see if we fixed it. Okay, good. We still have something here that's around what? That's 0.2. I think that's enough. That's fine. And here, I think it's also fine. Let's see down there. No. So I think I'm gonna stick with Arachne. Let's see. So we're gonna have a couple of ugly layers, but I guess that's fine. Oh no, yeah, that's the problem. That's my problem with Arachne. With small lures, it will do that. It will change the width of the outer wall, and this is gonna be visible and it's gonna be super ugly. I mean, if you're priming and sanding and priming and sanding, that's completely fine. But if you don't do much post-processing, then that's gonna be a problem. But yeah, I think Arachne is gonna be overall the safest option because it will print everything no matter how small is it, like these, because Classic would just ignore them as if there was nothing there. Now, of course, we're gonna have support. It's not gonna be like that. So we can paint support here. Let's see. We can do something like 80 and then just paint this thing. I don't want support here. Slice it. Go back to line type. That's how it's gonna get printed. I don't know why we have a pause here. So the total is about 3.27 grams. We're gonna add 2 balls. That would be around 1 gram, I would say. So that's 3.3 gram. That's gonna be a heavy lure for the size. Or no, actually not. Let me see. What is your volume? I think we can check the volume here. This is not super accurate, but the volume is about 3.1 gram with all the holes. So I would say about 4, or sorry, not grams, millimeter cube. I would say about 4 something. We can check the actual volume if we delete all the modifiers here in Blender. But I would say around 4. Yeah. So it's gonna be a sinker. We might need to remove one of these ball bearings, or oh wait, we can just do that. Now it's a 2.9 with 1 gram of weight. Then that's gonna be around 4. So it might be a super slow sink or suspending or floating. I don't know yet. But something like that. I mean, I don't have to add a 5 mil ball here. I can add like a 4 mil, 3 mil ball. What slicer were you using? I'm using Orca slicer. I was using Bamboo Studio, but in the recent update, it's a mess. It has lots of bugs, at least on Linux. I don't think anyone has these bugs on Windows or macOS, but me on Linux, I'm facing lots of bugs in Bamboo Studio, so I'm using Orca Slicer at the moment. Orca, I think, is the best slicer overall for any printer. Like Bamboo Studio is for Bambu Lab printers. But Orca Slicer is basically Bamboo Studio for all other printers. I think you can select here. Let's see. You can select an Anker printer, any cubic. Yeah. You can select anything. And they frequently update these. They even have Prusa. So yeah, overall Orca Slicer is my favorite. I used to use Prusa Slicer all the time. Cura, oh my god, that was when it was the last time I used Cura? I think so I used to have an Ender 3, and when I got it I was using Cura because it was the most like famous back then. But after a while I received a YouTube video on YouTube in the recommendations regarding an update that they made to Prusa Slicer, and they were going through the features, and I'm like, holy shit. You can't do that in Cura. Like you can measure stuff, like for example you can measure this hole, and if you want it to be 3 mils then you would type it and it will scale it up for you and stuff like that. It was full of features and stuff. So I downloaded Prusa Slicer and I continued to use it until I would say I think January this year. I got a Bambu Lab printer, and since then I'm using Orca or Bamboo Studio. Orca is amazing. You can do all the calibrations here. Like you want to calibrate your flow rate, you can do that. Pressure advance, I don't know, max flow rate, temperature tower, traction test, and stuff like these. What else? I think that's it. I will probably print it tomorrow. I don't know about the gill, might add it or might just paint it, keep it simple. Now what I love about this is that I still have the low poly model. So I can now later on, for example, make this. Let me save. Wait. It can come here and just change the shape of the lip. Stuff like that. But the way I used to work before, I was forced to make a high poly model to do the sculpting. And that was not great. So maybe what if we just do a multi-res modifier without the subdivision going forward and sculpt on that? We should probably still have the same benefits. But the thing is, if you start with a multi-resolution without applying a subdivision surface modifier, then you cannot go too high in details. That's one downside. So I think it's like you need to choose one. Do you want super high detail, or do you want a non-destructive workflow where you can go and modify anything that you want without destructively changing the model? Anyways, I think I talked too much today. It's 12:15. Oh my god. I will give Orca a try someday. I feel like I have time to calibrate and make profiles. Yes, calibrating filament. So the thing is, Orca and Bamboo Studio, they changed the way I think about calibration. So calibration used to be like E-steps, and I don't know what else. We used to do a bunch of calibrations, but here everything is inside the slicer. You don't have to touch the firmware at all. You wanna change the pressure advance, you do that here. You don't modify your firmware and everything. Everything is done in the slicer. You calibrate the flow ratio, you set it here, you calibrate pressure advance, and that's it. Usually 90% of the time, that's all you have to do. If you needed more calibrations, you can still do that here. You can, if you want to know, for example, your hot end, how much flow can it handle, you can do it here. Tolerances, but in most cases, all that you need is flow rate and pressure advance. And I think it used to be flow rate. Yes, you do the pressure advanced first, then you do the flow rate. I like non-destructive workflows since there is much trial and error with adjustments. That's so true. Like, to be honest, with the previous lures that I made, I didn't feel that the destructive workflow of sculpting was big of an issue. Even with the ID, for example, I was able to modify the shape. Even though, if we open the ID lure, you're gonna see how many faces there's there. I was still able to basically make it thicker and change its shape a bit, but it's a bit ugly. That's the thing, because I had to delete all the modifiers just to be able to do anything. So we have 1,350,000 faces. So that's 1 million faces more than the crankbait we just made. I had to delete everything, and then I went to edit mode. And basically, I think I did this, the proportional editing thing, and it's basically like sculpting. Proportional editing, by the way, is the same as going to sculpting and selecting the grab brush, but Blender froze because I clicked on sculpting and I have too many modifiers. Thank you for good stream. Thank you for sticking around till the end. I do that stuff in Cura as well in the profiles. Yeah, I mean, you can do stuff with Cura. I'm not saying it doesn't have everything, but for me, I don't know, Prusa Slicer felt more polished than Cura. If you want out of the box without installing any extra add-ons or anything. But it's a good thing that they have a store where you can download plugins and add-ons. That's good. Base stuff in printer profile, but also specific for filament or so if I want. My plan is to do some sculpting as well, but I see my models as prototypes for the moment, and they will get more details when I'm sure I'm done. Man, I love your take on this. I wish I can do it. I don't know why, but I think, I don't know, I think it's like my ADHD or something, but I want to finish something to the end, even though I haven't tested it yet. I don't know it's working. But yeah, now I'm trying to minimize it. So for example, I'm trying to stick an eye on a lure, for example, apply a clear coat without even painting it, just to go see if it works or not. Because if I spend like a couple of hours painting it, then go and test it and it doesn't work, then yeah, that's gonna stink. Regarding Orca, yes, what I also love about it is lots of filament specific settings. Like for example, this is a filament profile called Spectrum PLA Wizard, and you can do multiple types of, for example, plates. Like for a textured PEI plate, I want it to be 60. For a cool plate, I want it to be 35, stuff like that. There's more, I think, here somewhere. Yeah, anyways, It's I love Orca, but in the end, just use whatever gets the job done and whatever you're comfortable using. So if you're more comfortable using Cura, sorry, then just keep using Cura. As long as you're getting good quality prints. And I think there are lots of things here that I haven't even tried yet. Like this, these are supposed to make overhangs look good, but I never tried them, to be honest. There are lots of things here. Some are experimental. G-code output, not here. Extrusion rate, smoothing. Interesting. I think they have this thing that is called the scarf join. I haven't tried it, but it's supposed to minimize the seam position, or the seam gap. The loop is interrupted. Anyways, yeah, it's already 12, almost 12:30. I think that's gonna be all. I will send this lure right now after the stream on the Discord channel for my supporters. So you're gonna get it now. If I do any updates to it, also gonna get it. And once I'm sure it's fully working, then I'll upload it to Printables for free so anyone can download it. Make sure to join the Discord server, and see you in the next stream. I think I heard of that scarf join on Facebook group or so. Yeah, it's still an experimental thing. It's not like a magic thing that you turn it on and everything is working, but hopefully soon it's gonna get better. Okay, I guess that's it. See you guys next stream, and bye bye.